Hey everybody, welcome back to our show this week. We have got a great show. We're going to be doing something a little bit different this week. We're coming off the ice and we're actually going to be jumping in the boat. We're going to start off with our good friend Shotgun Schaefer, his son BB Gun, and my son Sawyer out on Lake Geneva casting for walleyes. And guess what? I'm the camera person on this trip. So hey, stay tuned and let's see how it goes.
Hey, let's go! Hurry up!
You know what, that's the great part about having bibs, because look at, like a pouch, like a kangaroo. Okay, hey you guys, tell you what, we got salmon patties. I just heated them up, and looky there.
We got snacks.
Hey, you got that T-bone minnow on there now, huh?
Yeah, I do. Here's one.
First cast.
Yep. First cast with the T-bone.
See the fish.
It feels like a real.
Oh yeah, that's pretty. Man, he just absolutely, he did T-bone that thing.
Yeah.
Let's hold him up so we can see that bait.
I mean,
now, I'm the only one that hasn't got one so far, but I've been filming you guys.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's right.
Well,
No.
it seems like he is too. Before we were up a little bit farther, and everybody's got their Christmas lights out, and we did notice that getting on the edge of these lights is crucial. You know, if you're right where all the light is, like you can see right here, you guys, that's just way too much light. So what we're doing is we're getting on the dark spots, on the dark edges of them, and them fish are just stacked up there.
This is a blast.
And it's nice out tonight.
Oh, I
Your hands aren't
know.
freezing.
Right.
Gotta love it. I have a tough time with this bite reeling so slow.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know. It's hard for you with no patience, Larry.
I know it is a tough one. Gotta love that. You said you hit it quite a few times.
Three times you hit it, right? Okay, I'm casting out as far as I can, reeling it in real fast, 4 cranks, then I'm barely moving it. I'm just barely moving the reel.
Just kind of twitching it.
No, not even twitching. It's real slow, and the bait's just barely fluttering in the water. And he hit it, then he missed it. He hit it again. I stopped the bait and I reeled it in. I reeled it in real slow, and he's just smoked the back end of that bait again.
Awesome.
This is the third time I had him on.
All right. And what's the size limit here?
18.
18.
3 at
All right.
18.
Let's give it a measurement. I like it. You know what? When we were out on Lake Geneva last night casting, it gave me a really great idea. You know what? Right in the backyard, and I do a lot of guiding myself out there, we've got Big Green, which is, when you look at Big Green and Lake Geneva, they're pretty similar as far as the layout of it, the cosmetics of the lakes. So I'm going to jump back in the boat with my son Sawyer, and I'm going to try to find a client of ours to go out. So I'm going to try to replicate the same thing we did on Geneva tonight on Big Green. So hold on to your heinies. Let's see how it goes. Hey, I'll tell you what, typically this time of year we are definitely ice fishing. But you know, the last couple of years we've had some really strange falls where it gets cold, you think you gear up and you're going to be full bore ice fishing, then all of a sudden you get these warm spells. So really what that's got us out here doing is trying to capitalize on fishing more. And obviously today we're in our boat. And kind of what started this whole thing off is we went down to Lake Geneva and fished with Shotgun Schaefer down there, and we were casting. And basically what we were doing, we were casting weed pockets, and that's where these fish were concentrated on. So we came out last night, took the lights, and we started shining to try to see if we could see some of these fish and see weeds. We didn't see a lot of fish. We casted all night last night, and we only caught 2. But we did see a couple other boats, and they were really catching them like crazy. So we decided tonight to come out here, got all of our trolling gear, and what we're actually doing is we're actually targeting weed pockets. Now, most of these fish are not sitting on these, like there's areas out here right now that some of the weed pockets are, you know, anywhere from like, 50 to 150 yards in diameter. It seems like these fish like it, instead of the big massive amounts of clumps of weeds, they like the smaller pockets. So what we're doing is we're just finding the smaller pockets, and we're just going along and picking them fish off there. And it seems like a lot of times, you know, you want the baits that don't have a lot of action to them as far as it's more of a wide wobble to it than a real tight shake back and forth like this. That's what triggers these fish. We're trying to keep our speed down between about 0.9 and 1 mile an hour. That seems to be real crucial. And we're running our baits up pretty high. We're fishing in anywhere from 10 to about 18 feet of water. We're kind of going back and forth. And most of these baits are only running down anywhere from 4 to 7 feet down. You figure the water's super clear, so these fish, even if they are down farther, that the fish are gonna actually come up and smash that bait. I'd rather, and that's what we started off today. We were actually running too deep and we weren't getting bit, so we just kept raising them up, and game on. You know, now at least we're catching, you know, walleyes at least every 15 minutes, maybe every 20 minutes. We're getting little spurts, and again, it depends on the pockets that we're hitting. So what we're gonna do is later on, we are actually gonna, you know, we're putting them all in the waypoints right now. We're gonna actually go back and cast these spots a little bit later. Another key thing is that we don't have any lights on the planer boards. Some people might think that, you know what, that's not going to make a difference, but to me, any kind of light, because the water is so clear, can be something that can be a deterrent. So definitely no lights on the planer boards. We're just got the drag set loose enough so we know when one hits it that we can hear them on there. And every once in a while we do check back and forth, and just to make sure we're not dragging any small fish, which typically is not the case on a body of water like this. You know, we're fishing most of these fish are anywhere from 18 to 30 inches. So, you know what, it's just a great way to capitalize and be able to use your boat a little bit longer. When you're fishing these deep lakes like this, they don't freeze up real early in the year anyway. So plenty of walleyes. We're gonna keep a few, but you know, that's another really big thing is you don't want to come out to a body of water like Lake Geneva or, you know, Big Green here and just reap out all these big fish. You know what, you take a few fish, you know what, this really should probably, it's got a 15-inch size limit. It really should be a 3-fish limit. I'm all for 3-fish limits, especially on these bodies of water like this. So, all right, let's get back, get the T-bone swimming. Hey, I'll tell you what, the T-bone series here, the Cycle minnows are about perfect profile for out here. And it seems like they, you know, in this clear water, they definitely like these darker colors. And I'm gonna start running this one right here, right now. Last night, that was a good color. This is what Sawyer caught his 2 big ones on. What one? This one right here? Okay. Wow. Got Mag's custom rods too. Gotta love that, you guys. Let's see what we got going here. My oldest son, Sawyer, has definitely got the passion for the outdoors. Well, you must have hit right on the beginning of that. Yeah, you did. Oh, that's a nice fish. Oh. You know, these fish have a little bit better coloring than the fish that we saw in Lake Geneva the other night. Perfect. You know, and I'm a firm believer, you guys, in not keeping any fish over 20 inches. Let the females go, you know, and that's what it's all about. It's the future. Keep her going.
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna lose him because he's big. Oh, he came off, I think. Or he was in the weeds. I don't know. No, he's still there. He's still there. It's hard to say.
Gotta get him around that all at once.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. Oh yeah, just a nice
That's
little,
a nice fish.
Yeah, nice
Real
little
nice
eater.
fish. Nice job.
Sweet.
All right. Game on, boys. Tell you what, we went about 15 minutes without a fight. Now, what did that one come off of?
That's on a roll.
That's on the rogue. We're kind of bouncing back between the rogues and the T-bones.
Nice little fish there.
Hold that up. Nice job. Gotta love it. I can't think of a better place I'd want to spend the night than out here on Big Green fishing for walleyes. We have had a couple of giants on, just haven't been able to get them into the boat. You know, it's one thing when you get them real big ones on, the first thing they do is dive down into them weeds and try tangling up there. Hey everybody, this week's tip of the week brought to you by our good friends up at Mike's Country Meats, the finest jerky on the planet. You know, anytime that I'm fishing late in the year like this, when it's gonna freeze up at night or in the spring with the same kind of conditions, I always make sure that I start my engine up for one thing, stand clear, and I only run it for a second, just to get the water, and make sure you lower your lower unit as far down as you can get it, as you can see all the water draining out of there. I always like to clear all the water out of the water pump and make sure my lower unit is totally dry. This way I know tomorrow night when I'm coming out to fish again that my water pump's not going to be froze up, and if I don't fish again and the weather gets real bad, that all the water is out of my lower unit. Hey, that's this week's tip of the week brought to you by our good friends up at Mike's Country Meats, the finest jerky on the planet. Hey dude. What? Did anybody say that you could have that cake?
No, what?
You better not get that crap all over my camera. Now this is, folks at home, I'm just gonna tell you, this is a typical millennial.
What?
You know, yeah, it's supposed to be filming a fishing show, but what does he do? He digs into the cake. He's got cake and Sundrop. Nobody else has got squat. Hey, dude. That's a, dude, that's a cheesy mustache you have the way it is, but now you got it blended with cake. A little cake. Hey.
Oh,
Dude, yeah. That's why I bring tubble towels every time I go, because you know what? Otherwise, he doesn't even know how to take the tubble towels off. Right? That's typical, another typical millennial. Waste all the... Seems like you got a decent fish on there, you know. That's one thing about when you're out here, we're always trying to find new spots, and can't find any new spots unless you try them for sure. This looks like a decent fish, and I think a lot of it's got to do with me putting my hat on. Ooh, there you go. Nice job. All right, game on. Game on. We're probably trolling, I would say, probably about a good 1.5 miles past, and we're working in that 1.5 miles, we're probably working about a dozen different weed beds. And again, we're trying to find at least one weed bed where they're concentrated on so we can stop there in spot lock and pitch to them. Before Chris was up front just casting as we were trolling, he had one right up to the boat, but that's the only fish casting today, tonight I should say. Just a little different night. You know, And there really is no rhyme or reason, because last night was the first night of a warm spell that we've got going here for 3 or 4 days. Tonight's the second night, obviously. So really the fishing should have gotten better tonight than last night and should increase getting better, but that's not the case. And you know that's how it is when it comes to fishing. Let's see what you got there. That's a perfect little eater right there. 16-incher right there. Yep. Gotta love it. Oh, who said you could ask them? Right? Did Chris say you could ask them? Yeah, I don't think Chris said you could have any. Probably why we haven't caught a fish in 20 minutes. I guarantee you, your mom ain't giving you no cheesecake. Right? I just can't imagine what a son. Your mom's such a nice lady, too. Trying to dial this bite in a little bit better. And what we did differently tonight than we did last night is we started off trolling. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna try to find these big concentrations of walleyes, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back at it in spot lock, and then we're gonna cast for them. So it's a good way to break down the water fast. We're running 6 boards. Chris from Badger Land Tires is with us tonight. Of course, my son Sawyer, he'll be heading back to California pretty soon, so we're gonna fish a couple more nights out here, but I'm pumped up. Boy, we got great weather. I mean, it's hard to believe you don't have to have any gloves on, and the winds are down tonight, so it should be a great night. So hang on to your honeys. I tell you, they are just absolutely smoking these baits. Whew. We are on fire. We're on fire. Fire. And after you get a nice one, let's change and let's let Sawyer. And then we'll go to Hunter and then back around. Okay, everything's off on my side right here, right? Don't pump them. Definitely we got things happening here, folks, I can tell you that much. It is wild and crazy. Yep, there you go. Sucker right
Ooh, it's a big fish.
Okay, keep winding, you don't have to stop. There he is, I see him. Yeah, decent fish, keep it down, keep his head down. There you go. Boy, I love how clear that water is. Look at that, nice fish too. Nice job. Woo, nice job, buddy. All right, you gotta love that, Chris. There you go. Hey, I'll tell you what. Hey, this beats being in the tire shop tonight, right? Doing some work. Gotta love that. All right, I think we're getting a pattern down. Got one going here. Doesn't feel like no 10-pounder, but could be decent fishing too. That right there. Woohoo! Almost had soupy hands there. So back kind of where we have been working, and it seems like you got a decent fish on there.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good fish.
You know.
But...
Oh, that is a dandy. I think I told you 25 back. Nice job, guys. We're back on the board here. Two bones.
Nice little fish there.
Hold that up, nice job. Gotta love it. Hey everybody, we're wrapping it up. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. We never did get that giant tonight. We had a couple on, but never got them into the boat. But that's how it goes. But we certainly caught a lot of walleyes. And what a great way, again, to come out and enjoy this warm weather that we're experiencing right now. And I can't wait for the ice to come, I'll tell you that. You know what? It's always exciting, and that's the greatest part about hunting or fishing, when you actually figure something out. This is one of the first times that I've been out on Big Green this time of year, and you know, to be able to figure out that pattern in that bite over there was absolutely exciting for me. Had an awesome time. You know what? When I look at these bodies of water, I'll tell you what, there's an organization that I really want to give a lot of thanks to, and you can really tell, is Walleyes for Tomorrow. They have done such an awesome job on building this walleye population on Big Green, so I want to give a big shout out to them, the hardworking people at Walleyes for Tomorrow. Hey, you know what, everybody? Thanks for joining our show this week, and like I always say, it's a great day to be alive, and if you don't believe me, try missing one. Hey, don't touch.
You're kind of slacking a little
All right,
bit.
one more cast and I'll be done. Look at how he swallowed
One
that
more
thing.
cast, you're saying?
Yep.
Oh, that's how it goes, huh? One more cast, you'll be done.
Cyclops. Cyclops. Cycle. I'm not like you, where, you know, I sacrifice myself for my friends and my family. Right? There you go. I'm a team player all the way, you know. I don't, right? I don't do things against my mother to make her mad. Here you go, boys.